Hello friends, welcome to Insight's high yielding series of prelims exam. So in last 3 videos, previously we discussed about the polity subject. Now in this video, as a part of the prelims high yielding series, we'll discuss about the environment subject. After listening the video, give your inputs, like what kind of additional topics you would like to discuss in the high yielding series, like the different subjects or different topics in the environment also. Based on that, your feedback or based on your input, I'll try to include more number of topics in the upcoming videos, or else different subjects also I'll try to include. In today's video, we are going to discuss about following 6 topics. That is, summer 2023 was the hottest in 2000 years. This is Northern Hemisphere, soil nailing, leopard cat, UN Forum on Forests, Sonia Rupai Wildlife Sanctuary, and the carbon farming. These are the 6 topics we will discuss. First topic number 1. Summer 2023 was hottest in the 2000 years, for the last 2000 years. Okay, this is mostly attributed to the El Nino effect and due to the global warming in general as well. So this specific event is only related to the northern hemisphere, and that too between the 30 degrees as well as the 90 degrees north latitude, not below the 30 degrees. It is above the 30 degrees latitude. And compared to the pre-industrial level, the average temperature of 2.07 degrees increased in the northern hemisphere last year. And even it surpassed the records of 1940s and the 1800s as well. That's the reason we can clearly say that summer 2023, last year, it was the hottest in 2000 year. But here you have to understand, because of this increased temperature, the most vulnerable countries are the Asia. Even this report is also saying the same thing. It is saying that due to the heat waves, majority of the deaths are happening in Asia. Between 1990 and 2019, around 150,000 they lost life across 43 countries. So because of this reason only, in Asia, especially India is taking the lead in climate talks regarding the loss and damage fund as well. Tell me guys, what is the amount, what is the volume of the loss and damage fund? Okay, and is it mandatory to contribute from the developed nations, or it is only the optional? Next, and they are saying that the impact of El Nino is significantly contributing to the last year's summer's heat. Topic number 2, soil nailing. Actually, it is a technique. It is widely applicable to prevent this landsliding, especially, as well as digging any construction activities in these kind of areas, especially in the slope areas, to prevent the soil to slide. This technique will be used. The State Highway Department of Tamil Nadu, they carrying out the soil nailing exercise, especially in the area of Nilgiris, to prevent the landsliding. Okay, it's like a hydro seeding method. It will stabilize the slope so that the landsliding can be prevented. And of course, the soil nailing, it's the engineering, is a geotechnical engineering technique. It involves the insertion of the reinforcing element into the soil so that the soil will be stabilized. It's like a constructing of a gravity wall. Material, generally steel tendons will be used, and they will be supported with the concrete material or any grouting material. Application for the stabilization of slopes. We are seeing a lot of deaths are happening due to these mudslides and the sliding, the other form of the slides, especially along the mountainous areas. The drilled and the different techniques, we already discussed about that. And in these techniques, one is the drilled and grouted. Here the nails are inserted into the pre-drilled holes, like how we're doing the drilling at homes. And later the grouting material will be filled in that, so that it will form a proper composite mass similar to the gravity wall. Whereas the driven soil nailing, here the nails are driven into the soil, which will act as a temporary stabilization, temporary slope stabilization. So this is about the soil nailing. Next, topic number 3. This is about the leopard cat. Leopard cat. For the first time, this leopard cat was selected in Maharashtra's Pench Tiger Reserve. The scientific name of the leopard cat is Prionolurus bengalensis. It is a member of Felidae family. It is a forest-dwelling cat. It is widely distributed from Russia till Indonesia, from the Amur region of Russia up till the Sunda Islands of the Indonesia. Habitat. The forest environment is a preferable habitat to these cats. And they also majorly lives in coniferous forest in the foothills of Himalayas and above the altitude of 1000 meters. Behavior, they are solitary and nocturnal carnivorous. Conservation status, least concern on the IUCN Red List. The behavior is also important. Sometimes for example, last year 2023, questions asked on some of the behavior of the animals. Squirrel, I think so they asked about squirrel or bat. United Nations Forum on Forest. Recently, the 19th session of the United Nations Forum on Forest, it was held. Here we are going to discuss about what is their main objective and which agreement they are going to implement mainly. So the 19th session recently held. All the delegates across the globe, they involved in this informal engagement regarding the draft text related to the high-level declaration. This particular UNFF, it was formed in 2000 under the UN ECOSAC. So we can call it as it is associated to UN ECOSAC, and you already know that UN ECOSAC is one of the principal organ related to the UNO. Aim. The main aim of this organization is to support the sustainable management, conservation and the development of the forest worldwide. Key objective, the 19th session declaration, it emphasized the importance of high-level political commitment is required. So that means obviously the head of the nations, they have to show a lot of commitment towards the conservation of forest. And it also outlines what kind of actions is required for the effective implementation of the UN strategic plan for the forest. So here you have to understand what is the UN strategic plan for the forest. So UN strategic plan for the forest is this one. Before this we will discuss the previous one in the UNFF, that is United Nations Forum on Forest. This is the universal membership program. All the United Nations member countries and the specialized agencies, they will have the membership in this. And India is a founding member of this organization. They have annual meetings at the UN headquarters in New York. Regarding the UN strategic plan for forest 2017-13, its primary goal is about doing the half of the deforestation by 2030. Okay, to halt the deforestation, and it must be about half levels compared to the 2017. It also supports the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, Paris Agreement under UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, Convention on Biological Diversity, and the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. All these programs will be supported by this particular strategic plan. Next, Sonai Rupai Wildlife Sanctuary. This particular wildlife sanctuary, so here National Green Tribunal, they given orders to the Chief Secretary of Assam to identify the officials who given permission for the construction of the polling stations, schools and other structures in the buffer area of the wildlife sanctuary as well as the reserve forest. Okay, actually these activities should not be allowed in this wildlife sanctuary because it is a violation of the Forest Conservation Act 1980. The Sonai Rupai Wildlife Sanctuary, it is located in the Assam, situated in the foothills of the eastern Himalayas. It is popularly known as Jewel of Assam. Neighboring protected areas on the west, Pachnoi River, and in the east, Jai Gabro River and Forest Reserve. On the north side is Doimara Reserve Forest in Arunachal Pradesh in the north, Chardua Reserve Forest of Sonitpur in the south. It was declared as a wildlife sanctuary in 1998. Rivers flowing through Dolsiri, Gabrao, Jalgili and Belsiri. And during the rainy season, several wetlands will be formed in this area. They are popularly known as beels. Fauna, it is majorly popular for elephant and Indian bison. Birds, white-winged wood duck. It is a very popular in this particular wildlife sanctuary. Next, carbon farming. We all know that, friends, that is atmosphere as well as the oceans. They act as a natural carbon sinks, but now already they are saturated. So what kind of alternative thing we have now? The alternative remedy is only improving the agriculture techniques so that more amount of the carbon sequestration should be done. So now that objective is all about the carbon farming. So carbon farming is all about, as we are facing a lot of environmental challenges, now the only solution we have is climate resilient and sustainable agriculture, which will promote the carbon farming, and so that we can improve the carbon trading in the agriculture sector, and it is gaining the global importance as well. So carbon farming is all about enhancing or encouraging the carbon capture So it involves obviously the carbon dioxide removal from the atmosphere through encouraging more plant material and soil organic matter. About carbon farming, we already discussed what is carbon farming is all about. Objective is regarding the reduction of the greenhouse gas emissions, enhancing the soil carbon content, improving the agriculture productivity, and improving the ecosystem overall in India. So what kind of strategies involved? So there is no one fit strategies across the globe. Its strategies change according to the agriculture landscapes, climate conditions, so that we can make this process more versatile and it can be adapted global level. Let's see some of the techniques. Rotational grazing. Here livestock will be rotated. The grazing pattern will be rotated across the different pastures so that soil health will be maintained and carbon sequestration can be done continuously by the soil. Agroforestry practices like silvopasture and alley cropping. Silvopasture is about the integrating the trees, pasture, livestock so that income of the farmers can be improved. It's like a mixed farming. Alley cropping. This is about encouraging the planting like shrubs and trees along the crops. So that is about the alley cropping. Then conservation agriculture. Zero tillage. It reduces the soil disturbance to maintain soil structure. So as minimal as the soil will be damaged. Crop rotation and cover cropping. It is about encouraging the alternative croppings so that the nitrogen fixing as well as the carbon sequestering also encouraged. Crop residue management. It includes like stubble retention. That means the crop residue will be retained, left on the ground of the soil so that it decay and it provides the natural manure and it also improves the carbon levels in the soil as well. Otherwise, if you go for the carbon, stubble burning, it releases a lot of carbon. So these are the various methods regarding the carbon farming. And the management of excessive carbon through additional carbon sinks. Like I said, carbon sinks majorly atmosphere and ocean. They reach to their saturation. Now we have to find out the alternative carbon sinks. The carbon farming can be the alternative method. Countries across the globe, they discussed about this alternative in COP21 in 2015 as part of 4 per 1000 initiative during the COP21 summit. Last video question. Consider the following statement regarding the protection of people arrested under preventive detention. It is available only to citizens. It can be extended more than 3 months under any circumstances. Okay, it is available only to citizens. Right statement. So the answer is only the second. It is available only to citizens. Preventive detention. Yes. Okay. No. Only available to citizens are Article 19, 29, and Article 13, 14, 15. So it is available to foreigners and citizens. It cannot be extended more than 3 months under. It can be extended. So which one is correct? Neither one nor two. Answer is D. Right. Next. Today's video question. Today's video question is, tell me, consider the following statement about the Dara mustard hybrid. It was the second genetically modified crop being allowed for the commercial cultivation. It is developed by ICAR. Barnes Buster gene system was used to prevent self-pollination. DMH11 will impact the honey production in India. Which one is the right statement? So this is about today's high yielding series related to environment. And if you really like this initiative regarding the environment, suggest and try to give your inputs so that I'll try to include more topics as a part of the high yielding series environment. And this is the detailed analysis regarding the high yielding series of environment related to prelims 2024. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.